Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the possibility of a Super Mario 3D Land port on the Switch. So I already made a video like this for Super Mario Galaxy 2 a while back, and since E3 is coming up, well, I shouldn't say E3 now because it's cancelled, but since there's probably going to be a Nintendo Direct coming really soon, I wanted to talk about some possibilities, such as if there's going to be a Mario 3D Land port to the Switch. So that's going to be today's video, guys. So before we get into this video, guys, I just want to say something real quick. Sorry if I sound a little weird. I've been sick for the past few days, but, you know, we gotta keep going, gotta keep making these videos, you know what I mean? So let's just get into the video right now. So, if Super Mario 3D Land was ported to the Switch, resolution upgrades are a guarantee. 720p or maybe probably 1080p actually. 60 FPS is a guarantee in my eyes. Super Mario 3D World runs at 1080p 60 FPS on the Switch, so I don't see why Super Mario 3D Land couldn't. Now, we all know that Super Mario 3D Land was on the 3DS. Now, the actual 3D feature on the 3DS wasn't really used that much besides those one Star Coin rooms, but those you didn't even need 3D for. So, there wouldn't really be the need for any workarounds for the 3D feature. But, the only thing that would need to be reworked is the UI. The touchscreen wasn't really used much in 3D Land besides some camera controls and to use your item in reserve, but those can easily be reworked to be on the screen like in Super Mario 3D World. So it would not take much to rework the 3DS stuff into the Nintendo Switch, and if you're in handheld mode you can still use the touchscreen, but it would be more than doable to port the 3DS UI and all that stuff to the TV. So Super Mario 3D Land on the Switch would pretty much just be on one screen. Along with all that, they could include some moveset changes to Mario's moveset. Super Mario 3D World added the dive in the Switch version, so maybe Super Mario 3D Land could add the same thing. Or maybe they could just do some other stuff, like, I don't know, to be honest. The dive is really all I can think of, because I'm going to be honest with you, playing any 3D Mario game and not being able to dive now is just kind of weird. It just doesn't feel right. So the dive is a must-have if they're going to change his moveset at all. Along with that, of course, the game will probably have some content additions. Now, I'm not saying they have to go all out like they did with Bowser's Fury, but I at least want them to add some extra side content, like multiplayer. Multiplayer is a big selling point of the Nintendo Switch, and Super Mario 3D World had multiplayer as one of its main selling points. So, if maybe Super Mario 3D Land on the Switch could have local multiplayer with a second player, or even 4 players, and that brings us into our next point. New characters. Now, I don't know what characters they could add. They couldn't really add Peach because you save Peach in Super Mario 3D Land. So instead, maybe they'll add Toad or Toadette or Yoshi or, you know, something like that. It doesn't really matter. But I feel like 4-player local or online multiplayer would be a good addition for Super Mario 3D Land on the Nintendo Switch. As far as other online stuff goes, I feel like leaderboards or, you know, time attack or something like that would be pretty nice to have. Just, you know, extra stuff to compete with people online. Maybe there could be a whole other separate competitive multiplayer mode that you can play online against random people or with friends, where you either, I don't know, race to the end of the stage or so you can collect the most coins in a stage. I don't really know, but I think a competitive mode is something that most 3D Mario games should have because it's a fun extra thing. They could also add new power-ups like the Super Bell and Ice Flower. So the Super Bell power-up in Super Mario 3D World, the levels in that game had design for the Super Bell, had use for it. Super Mario 3D Land doesn't really have that, so I don't know how they would work it in, but it would be nice to see nonetheless. And they could add the Ice Flower. The last time the Ice Flower, and now that I think about it, the only time it was ever seen in a 3D Mario game was in Super Mario Galaxy. So maybe they could incorporate the Ice Flower like it was in that game where you skate on water, or it could be like it is in the new Super Mario Bros. Series where you shoot an enemy and you have to throw it to break the ice. I don't know. But it would be nice to see the Ice Flower return in Mario series at all. But of course, this is Mario we're talking about here, and new levels are definitely on the table for a deluxe port of any Mario game. So maybe they could have a completely new world with, like, I don't know, 4 levels, a mystery house, or, you know, something like that. It's really up in the air what they could add when it comes to new levels. I don't think they'll do this, but they could add a whole separate expansion like Bowser's Fury. If this port does exist and it's coming out anytime soon, I don't think an open world adventure like Bowser's Fury would be on the table because they're probably working on a brand new 3D Mario game, not working on another expansion. But whatever they add to this game, it will be worth the full price in my opinion. This game hasn't been released once and it's been stuck on the 3DS. So if they add Super Mario 3D Land to the Switch with all of these additions, I think it would be well worth full price. But that just brings me to this question. Will this port actually happen? Now, if Nintendo decides to port any 3D Mario game, I feel like they'll go with Super Mario Galaxy 2, since that's the more recognizable game and it kind of fits in with the Switch more than Super Mario 3D Land. What I mean by that is that Super Mario Galaxy is already on the Switch, and adding Super Mario Galaxy 2 will complete the Mario console 3D Mario games on the Switch. But 3D Land is kind of an obscure one, it doesn't really fit in anywhere. Super Mario 3D World is just an upgraded version of 3D Land at the end of the day, and that's already on Switch, so I honestly don't think this port is very likely. But I would like to see it anyway. But that's going to go ahead and end it off for today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you would want to see in a Super Mario 3D Land port, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.